Welcome to life as it is, as a Stormchaser, searching for love and blood thinners. It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
And it is Car Con Carne, the world's only food podcast, recorded in a car. That car is my Mazda 3. I'm James Van Alstyne. The car is on Chicago Avenue, right in front of Fatso's Last Stand at Chicago and Oakley, an amazing hot dog joint. And I'm joined by Lucky Boys Confusion, or a fraction of Lucky Boys Confusion.
Hey.
Stubby and Jason are here. Just days ago, I saw you perform, a very sold out show at House of Blues, the record release show for Stormchasers. And what's interesting, Kaustubh, Stubby,
Yep.
this night, this dinner, this Fatso's Last Stand trip, this has been much anticipated. Like, you've been talking about this for weeks.
I think I've been more excited about this than the show.
Impossible. But the reason you've been looking forward to this, you had a big show. This was an event for you guys. Mm-hmm. You wanted to be healthy. You wanted to be fit.
Yeah.
You didn't want to carry around a pot belly.
No.
As you were singing the new songs.
I just wanted to feel good, you know. And it's like it's been a little bit of a rough patch for me as far as like health is concerned. So it's like eating well, exercising helps a little bit. So I said, okay, all right. So that's when you asked, hey, do you want to do this? And I said, of course I do, but can we do it 3 days after the show?
It's got to wait till after April 15th.
Because I want to enjoy. Yeah, I want to enjoy. So yeah, it's the best. This place
so what
is
did you
so
get?
good.
Now that you're able to unload,
I got a hot dog, Chicago style, but no relish. I'm not a relish guy. And then I got a Polish Chicago style, same thing, no relish, extra hot peppers.
How about you, Jason?
2 char dogs, everything on them, no relish, same as Stubby. Are amazing here.
Lucky Boys Confusion hates relish.
Yep.
Yeah, relish is...
If you're going to make a stand, I guess that's a safer stand to take than...
Us 2 eat veggies, the other 2 guys don't.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, they're going to be mad at me. We said that now.
I eat lettuce. I went with the Maxwell Street Polish. Grilled onions and mustard. It's charred. It's magnificent. And you guys were smart. You got multiple sausages. I just got the one.
Yeah, and you know what's cool? Just seeing people drive up and drop people off to get... Because you know that they're like coming back like, hey man, I know I live like 4 or 5 blocks away from here, but just drop me off at Fatso's. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's just funny. It's you should have gotten another one, but you know, there is always time. There was always... This place is open till what? 4? 2?
Till a dangerous time in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah. I did get pickle chips, which I love, and they bread them. You order the pickle chips, and they're breading them to order.
That was really cool. Yeah.
And they're delicious. Please, help yourself. I want them to share.
Yes. Yes, soon.
So can we talk about the show?
Yeah.
Last Saturday night,
All right.
I got home from the show, and I texted you, Stubby. Mm-hmm. I think one of the words I used was inspiring.
Oh, yeah.
I left that show feeling inspired by what I saw you guys do on stage.
Cool.
It's no secret. It's nothing new that the fans of your fans who go to the shows, they know the words, they sing along. There was just something different about this. These are people who grew up with you. Mm-hmm. Not to paint you as old men, because you're not. But I mean, they're
older. That's fine.
Yeah. I saw one woman wrote on social media. She was brought to tears a couple times during the night. I mean, imagine that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, you know. It's been a long ride, you know, and it was really cool to experience, like looking out in the crowd and seeing the faces and seeing that. It almost felt like some people in the crowd were more excited about this than we were, almost. But I mean, we were excited too, but you know, we had to perform, so it's not like one thing, you know, I think it was you, and I'm pretty sure it was you that asked me, like, if there was one thing that you could do, I was like, I wish I could just switch and just watch, you know, like, and just be a participant and just have fun, you know, and not that being on stage isn't fun, but I wanted to. They just looked like they were just having a blast.
Well, that's just it. There was a joyfulness
to
the show.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to shows, there's asshole stuff going around. Maybe
Yeah.
the band is disappointing. There was just a general elevated feeling in that room that night.
Yeah.
And did you feel it on stage?
Absolutely. We're our worst critics. So I got off stage and I just kind of looked around at the 3-4 of those guys and other guys on the set and just waiting for somebody to say something, because I knew that the crowd had fun, but I didn't know if I did good. It's hard to tell because you're really isolated up there. So the second that Ryan and Jason and Adam were like, dude, it was great, I was like, okay, cool, all right, I had fun too. Like, it was a really, really awesome. It was a cool, cathartic moment. Yeah.
Well, and you on stage, Stubby, there's a certain level of comfort you have when you're playing to your crowd specifically.
Sure. Mm.
I mean, just the way you communicate in between songs with the crowd, it's very real.
Well, Jay, do you remember when I think it was our label at the time was like, Stubby, you should figure out what rehearse what you're going to say between songs. And I said, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm like, I am never going to do that. And I think I might have had a few nods from some of the guys and be like, yeah, maybe you should. And then I remember talking about it in the band. I'm like, guys, we built this band on being real, like being the guys that don't do a dress rehearsal and don't do don't do like we're not like, I mean, yeah, we're professional. We know, hey, let's play 3 songs in a row just to bang them out. And then Stevie say something to the crowd, or Adam, and Adam's like, yeah, you know what, I do want to talk about the video, or whatever the thing is that we're doing next, or like we said that, okay, we're going to talk about Picnic at some point in time, and so that's there. But everything else, like when we were, for example, when my guitar wasn't all set up and whatnot, and I had 2 minutes to kill.
I love that, by the way.
What
that was a very real moment. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's frustrating when you're in the moment. You got to kind of stretch.
Yeah.
But
there's no anger. I wasn't mad. I was just like, okay, hey, whatever. And I just I think I even said it to the crowd. I'm like, well, you know what? While we're figuring this out, I'm just going to talk to you.
Yeah.
I think I literally said that. And why not? I mean, and there's so much to talk about. It's like, it's not like we're U2 or something that, well, maybe that was a bad example, but, whatever band it is that people are waiting for their record to come out. But in our little world, these people have been waiting for it for a long time, so they want to know what the stories are about. And I got to talk about some of the stuff that I went through making this, at least my part of this record. And
you guys have been through some shit.
Oh, yeah, you can say that.
So
Yeah.
I think everyone loves to see a successful second act.
Sure.
And I think that's what you're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
I will say, Stormchasers, I love what you've done before. I think this is a very complete vision. I really think this is your finest album.
Thanks. I have to agree. I mean, it's my favorite record that we've ever done. Jay?
Oh, definitely the most proud of this one.
Like, you figured it all out. The songwriting, the
Only
sonics.
took us 20 years.
Yeah.
But it's not to dismiss anything that's come before, but
Sure.
like, it's really, you put it all together on this. Everything you've learned, everything you've been through.
There's a lot of reasons for that, too. And there's a lot of reasons. And I think the biggest one was that there's just, so everybody that we started with, like you, Doug LaFrac, Phil Kosh, Plain White Tees, like all these people, we've all grown up, and people are like, okay, well, what does that really mean? And I think the biggest thing when people say grown up, it means you learn humility. So I think humility is probably the biggest thing in making good music.
That's interesting.
I mean, or else you're just thinking about yourself. If you're thinking about yourself, you're not thinking about your craft. So, it's... And, okay, listen. Anything... Writing...
This guy's going to stop.
There's a car about to drive right through my front bumper.
Nice car, too.
Like, literally, there are 5 car lengths that are open behind me. He's parking in the no parking zone.
Yeah.
But he needs his Fatsos, man.
He does.
Literally, he could park right behind my car.
Or in the parking lot.
Or in the parking lot around the corner. Which I will say, I tried to do that first, and it was packed.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to spin around. So anyway, humility makes for good songwriting.
Well, yeah, okay. And I was going to say, look, there's no such thing as a songwriter without an ego. There's a level, there to even do it, and to play it for somebody else, it takes a level of pride, and more than that,
it takes confidence.
Yeah, confidence, and you have to think it's good. And if you thinking is good in general, just means you have a little bit of an ego. But there's a difference between being selfish and being proud. So I think that we found a good balance. All four of us found a good balance, and then Johnny really felt like the fifth member, at least Johnny K. Johnny K produced the record, and he just felt in the studio, at least, felt like the fifth member, and he had quite a few opinions, and I liked them. I didn't agree with all of them all the time, but that's the point. Is to have another person just kind of go, listen.
You don't want a yes man in the studio.
No,
you want someone pushing back and
you also
making
don't want
you think.
somebody that's like constantly berating you either, or telling you that you don't know what you're doing. Because he didn't do this project because he wanted to create this band. He just wanted to make what we were doing better. So, and that was really cool.
I saw him at your show, at House of Blues, and I was talking with him a little bit about the band, and he said, I got to work with a lot of Chicago bands in the moment as they were coming up. I never got the chance to work with Lucky Boys. He said this was a really cool opportunity for me.
Yeah, that was. We talked about that too. And Jay, do you remember when we were? Looking for producers the first time around, and for Throwing the Game, and his name was brought up, and then two things happened. Then, one, we would have had to wait even longer because he was. Maybe he was doing
It's possible.
Disturbed?
Probably knee-deep in Disturbed at that point.
No, Disturbed came out when we were recording and Throwing the Game. Stupefy hit the... I remember listening to him being like, this song, it might not be my genre of music, but remember, we were like, that doesn't follow the rules. It was really cool. It was like,
at that point, I think we're more under the thumb of the label telling us what we had to do, and the timing and their budget and stuff,
and he hadn't quite... while we were picking out who was going to record the album, we hadn't quite figured out. He hadn't, risen to his level of fame that he got after Disturbed. But there was that, and then the second thing was a little bit of us. We said, no, this is our first record. We don't want to be in Chicago here. There are way too many distractions, and I'm glad because. We're not the same people that we are now. Back then, we weren't the same people, and we needed to get out of Chicago to really focus, and I'm glad we did.
These fries, by the way, you both stopped eating.
Everything's good.
Yeah.
These fries are so salty and amazing.
Yeah. Looking forward to them, man. I already ate half of them.
Wait, so Jason, did you finish everything, or are you just...
Yeah, I'm a quick eater. That's just how I roll.
Okay, good. Well, I am too, and especially ever since I started doing this podcast, I tear through food because I need to keep things going.
Yeah.
And I can't be talking and eating at the same time. So I always hope I have people like Stubby sitting in the front seat who will give me long, thoughtful, insightful answers.
Thanks. I also eat like a bird unless I'm... Yeah. Well, yeah. Unless
he does. I used to room with him, and there'd always be so much food left over and just hanging out. He'd nibble on it more.
I just am not... Okay, so people are like, man, don't you just love food? Yes, but I don't need copious amounts, and then I don't care. We can talk about this. And when I get high, I eat the house. Like, if I could literally eat the wood on the walls or the plaster, I would eat it. One time, I think I really scared my dog because I was looking at him. I was going to be like, this is, in the cartoons you see the dog turning into a hot dog. I was kind of, I'm kidding on that one. But seriously though, I will eat everything. My girlfriend.
That sounds like the Cheech and Chong. Is that Labrador?
That's what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, that. Mm-hmm. My girlfriend puts all the candy on the highest. She's way shorter than me. She has to get up on the counter to get it, but she knows that when I'm high, I am so lazy that I won't do it. I won't get up on the counter and get the candy. So.
Oh my God!
So,
like a small child.
I am.
That's amazing. Yeah. She's got you figured out.
Yeah, she does. All
right, so Stormchasers is the new album.
Yeah.
As mentioned, it's exemplary work. It's hard diving back in full throttle.
Yeah,
I'm sure. But man, after seeing that show, I'm going to see you at the 101 WKQX picnic, and listening to this album, like it just seems like all the lights are green.
Yeah, it's harder now though, in some senses though, because we've gotten accustomed to, these crazy luxuries in life, like, health insurance.
Yeah,
that's one of those cool things that we have. That joke aside, but like having
stability, being
stability, yeah.
Tethered to a home, and
the one thing that's really changed for me, at least, is as I just went on a rant about weed. I really don't smoke that much. That kind of lifestyle is really kind of over for us. We're it's a party kind of thing, and that had a lot to do with the touring side of things for us. Mm-hmm. And I just think being in a van for half the year and staying in dumpy hotels or less than that, sleeping in the van is just not something I could do now. But I would. I'm just talking about the negatives. But man, touring was awesome. It was an experience to get up on stage every night and try to win over new people, or go into town and have the crowd sing back to you and say, I'm in Pittsburgh, and these people are singing my words.
Well, that's just it. I'm watching the show at House of Blues, and I'm listening to them sing every song. Like, the lead singer, couldn't get a word in. I'm like, this happens to Springsteen.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is Lucky Boys Confusion is just like Bruce Springsteen.
When we did the breakdown of Midnight, and I couldn't believe it. The crowd just sang it back, and
you opened with it, and they knew.
The
song has been available
Definitely
online for a couple of weeks, but still,
yeah,
it was a risk opening with it. Because
usually
we want to go in with one of the quote unquote hits, or one of the ones that
you didn't skimp on those, by the way.
Yeah.
No, those were all front and center. In the show.
How long did we play for? At least an hour and a half, I think.
Yeah, I think you took the stage like 10:15.
Yeah.
Encore was maybe at 11:30.
Yeah. So a little bit.
And I didn't leave the House of Blues till about 4 a.m.
well done. Successful night.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's
I may have stopped at Fatso's on the way home.
Did you?
Attaboy.
I don't know.
Wow.
Proud of you.
No, it's cool. It's amazing to see this response, and then we were the day the record came out. We were on WGN doing
on WGN television.
Television, yeah. We were on television doing the morning news, and you can do that all day, right? You can just keep
wave
on
pickled chips in front of his face.
I need food. He loves food.
And I like how he was just...
That man loves food.
He was standing on ceremony like, no.
That was our joke going around when we were on tour. When Jason, he was like, food? It's fun. Not making fun of him, but but yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
You were on WGN television.
Oh yeah, WGN television, and just for shits and giggles, I didn't have reception, but I said, "Hey Sherman, I want to see. Are we? Somebody said something about us being on charts in iTunes or something. Can you check it out?" Sherman's the guy that plays guitar with us live. Brian Sherman, great guy. And he checked, and I thought he was messing with me, because he has that kind of sense of humor to play with you a little bit, just go to you. And we've been friends for so long that he knows that it would mess with me. And he's like, "We're number 4 on the alternative charts." And I looked at Jason. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, dude. It's funny, hilarious." I was talking to my mom. I'm still my mama's boy. I still talk to her all the time.
That's adorable.
She's my biggest fan. And she, I was telling her, I'm like, Mom, wouldn't it be so cool if we like broke the top 100 on the iTunes alternative charts?
Top 100.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and then because I just didn't believe him, and he had to show me, and I thought he was still messing with me, and I had to look, and I scrolled up and down a couple times, like whatever, and I couldn't believe it, and then then we all started going, what is going on? And then we look at the Amazon, we're number 3 on Amazon, and
this guy does do a lot of Photoshop stuff and texts us all the time too, so we weren't sure.
Yeah, he does mess with us. But even before that, just to actually even making of the record, I remember when I went to go to Adam, who also writes with me and Jay.
Wait, do you mean the impossibly thin Adam Krier?
Yes, right. He can't gain a pound. But
is that why he's not here? Because he's unwilling to be around fattening food?
No, you don't understand. It's not like he doesn't eat.
Oh, he has one of those metabolisms.
Yes. Yeah, he just
I hate that son of a bitch.
When I showed Adam the songs, I was so nervous to show them to Jason and Ryan, because that hanging out with them for that 2 hours that we hung out, and we wrote 2 songs, was felt so good that like when we showed it to the guys, I just didn't want to be like, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, if you want to add it to the set, it's cool. It was, but those 2 were like, cool. What now? Like what do you guys want to do? And I'm like, you guys want to do like an EP or something? I don't know. Like, it'd be kind of cool. And like Closing Arguments didn't feel like a closing argument. It didn't feel like the end. I didn't feel like we got our true, justice of a record that we want to make, and
it didn't feel complete.
Yeah, it just didn't. It didn't feel right. And the thing is, like, we're all friends. We all like each other. We still kept playing shows, so why not? It wasn't like we were saying like, hey, Jay and Adam, who are in great band AM Taxi, oh, you guys, don't like only focus on this, don't do this. No, like, we'll take our time. You guys can still make music, doing what you do. I was in Super Happy Fun Club at the time. I kept on doing music with them, and we'll make this happen. And then when and if it gets to the point where we have to prioritize this a little bit, we will. And we just thought, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden we have 12 songs, and it's it was great.
Here's how I know this album is right on. There's no drag at the end of the album. And sometimes albums can be top-heavy.
Sure.
First 5 songs, then maybe another song. I mean, all the way through the end. I love Knives.
Nice.
And you buried that one.
Yeah.
We almost didn't have it. I found it the day before we started recording.
What do you mean?
We had like a cell phone demo of it or something, and I found it on my computer. And I sent it to them the day before we were recording with Johnny. We didn't even show Johnny it. And I emailed it to Johnny and said, we're going to do this one too.
Did you ever hear like the...
And then Stevie goes, you didn't like that one. I'm like, well, I like it now.
Yeah. When I first brought it to the guys, it wasn't as complete. It wasn't as put together as it ended up being. And maybe it didn't sound LBC-ish, you know what I mean? Because I brought it really early in the writing process and I think as the process went along, we realized that
we wrote that song like a year before any of the other ones, and then just didn't write any more songs, so we forgot about it.
Yeah, forgot about it, and I just felt like I felt like we didn't know the band that we were anymore, too. Yeah. We were just kind of writing, and I like have like some of these demos of me like the demo of this one is like a falsetto like I'm not gonna play it or anything. I'll play it later, but like it's just like me singing, barely getting it out. It's just really like funny, like going back to some of these recordings of like the recordings of me and the band together, and like without some of the bridges that ended up on the record, and then going back, then I went back further to recordings of me and Adam just sitting on with an acoustic, and then you go back further, and no joking aside, I am not a good guitar player. So
you've told me that on multiple occasions.
Oh man, I'm so not a good guitar player.
You came out and you played Depeche Mode solo with a guitar. For someone who's critical of his guitar work, you didn't even have the band backing you up on that.
No, I mean, but okay, well, I'm not horrible, but I'm just not. I'm not like Jason or Adam or anything. I'm not good. Like, whereas they just don't even think about it and just kind of like play.
Yeah, when the guitar's in their hands, it just moves and does cool things.
Yeah, it just does.
Yeah.
They don't think. They're like, they'll be talking to me while they're like doing this complicated, cool stuff, and it just, I don't know, it blows my mind. But like me, I have to really think about it. So then I'm trying to write melodies and lyrics while I'm playing the guitar. So you hear these recordings. So I was you listen to. I listened to Stormchasers. This like 2 weeks ago. Listened to Stormchasers. Then I listened to the band's like recordings at the rehearsal space. Then I went back and listened to mine and Adam's recordings on the on acoustic. Then I went back to mine, and it was like just like, oh, it was like I just stopped playing halfway through and just started singing because I can't keep up with the.
Is it kind of like the audio version of the Ascent of Man? You know that chart where you see like the caveman, and he eventually turns into an upright bipedal human?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I went the opposite way. Yeah, It was like. It was cool. It was cool to see like how this tiny little idea turned into this, adding members to it, and then it turns into this like cool piece of art.
That's the beautiful part of the creative process.
Yeah,
and the collaborative process.
Yeah. Because it would be still that crappy piece if it wasn't for these guys. So
I had someone online earlier today ask me if a show you did back in like 2001 was the first time we ever did something together, like a show. There's no way that's true.
No, 97.
Was it 97 the first time we did something together? Because we did the CD in 98, right? The Local 101 CD?
Yeah.
No, Local 101 was in 99.
Was it 99? Okay.
Yep. So, 97, I sent you the 4-song tape. And that had like 4080 back then, What Gets Me High, and the Dumb Pop Song. So, Dumb Pop Song was on that tape, and that version is still the one that ended up being on the Local 101. But I think I know you played it on that station, that a song from there. I think you played back then from there.
But as far as like doing a live event,
because
he Instagrammed a ticket stub from Metro, and I think it was a show we did like a.
Oh yeah, you know what? It might be. It was 99.
So it was a Local 101 release.
We did. Our first Metro was Simple Simon 98 or 99, something like that, and then we did Deal's Gone Band show.
And they're still kicking too.
Yeah, and we're friends with those guys. Then we did a Deal's Gone Bad show. That wasn't a Local 101 show, and the next one was. So it had to be 1999 that we did our first show.
That all sounds right.
Yeah. And then 99 later, I got the phone call from you saying, "Hey, you're gonna be on Local 101." I go, "Oh, cool, James, that's awesome." And then you're like, "No, you don't. I don't think you understand what I'm saying to you." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, can you explain?" And you're like, "Well, yeah, you're gonna be in regular rotation on Q101. You're gonna be like, your days and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, is that better than nights?" You're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I was
you're
I was
young,
19 years old,
total kid."
Yeah, or maybe I was 20, and I was like, I probably didn't sound as dumb as I just made myself sound.
You
but
definitely did not.
But I just was like, I did keep on goading you on questions. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. So you're like, listen, you're gonna get a record deal. I'm like, oh, okay. And I remember,
and I think at the time you said, "Oh, please, 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 let it be Elektra." Please. Oh, what do I have to do to make that happen?
Jeez, yeah. That. Oh man! And then I remember when you added us on the air that day, people were calling my house. You gave them my home number.
No, there's no way I did.
Yeah, you did.
We gave.
It was awesome.
Wait, gave who?
The guy from Lava Records called me there. The guy
okay, record company.
Oh, yeah, record companies.
I was thinking like listeners. I'm like, no
man.
Done that.
No. The record companies, they're like, oh. I'm like, who is this? I'm like, hey, man. And they're like, da-da-da-da from Lava Records. And I go, cool, man. And I was just like, and I could tell in his voice was like, aren't you excited that I'm like, I guess. And not like in a mean way, but I'm like, cool, yeah, you wanna come out and come to a show or something? Because we were still those kids that were like, yeah, come out to a show, man. That'd be cool. We'd love to talk to you. But like, if you were like, oh, I'm so excited. Like Lava Records, Kid Rock. I'm like, I even said to him, I'm like, yeah, I don't really like Kid Rock.
Didn't Adam come home like right after we signed, and he came home from like high school or something and had a voice message on his mom's home machine.
Yeah.
From Rick Ocasek.
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
no, he was at COD at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
he was in high school when we started.
Yeah, he was in high school when we started.
Rick
but
Ocasek of the Cars.
Yeah, the Cars. Yeah, he left a message.
Also, well-known producer.
Oh, very well known.
Yep.
Yeah, he did the Weezer's Blue album, and a lot more. That's the one I remember. But yeah, it was just a surreal kind of thing. But it wasn't surreal then. It was just like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. I think that goes back to like everything goes back to my mom. But that goes back to what my mom was saying, like, because we were thinking 2 steps ahead then. Or not, or like just not at all, but not living in the moment. Definitely not. We were just kind of like, yeah, okay, cool. So who's having a party tonight? Like it was kind of that kind of like okay, this is just like commonplace. How about that? Like we not expected anything, but it was just like, oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I think we're gonna.
And that was that period of time too. Yep. But think of how much you've learned, good and bad, through the years. I mean, you really. Through all the lessons you've learned, personally, professionally, that's how you put out an album. That's how Stormchasers was able to happen.
Yeah. My favorite thing to say about that too, that is you're absolutely right. And again, it goes back to one thing that we learned was that stop making everything about yourself.
Yeah.
Stop. Just all 4 of us at different levels. Of course, me the worst, but I mean, all 4 of us at different levels. We're just making everything about ourselves, and and it's okay to talk about this. And it's like with Joe dying, it was like, oh wow, this isn't about us anymore. Like this life is really real, and it can go away at any time. And let's get our shit together and like start being better people and better musicians and craft some real cool tunes. And I think a lot of it that's another cool thing that happened is since we didn't write any songs since 2006, you know how like everybody always says you have your whole life to make your first record and then a couple months to make your sophomore record. Well, we had 10 years to make our whatever record you want to call this. We had 2 that was pretty cool. But yeah, we had 10 years. I'm not that I'm saying that, but some of those songs, I wrote parts of for back in 2007. That was a long time ago. So,
since you mentioned Joe, you mentioned him from the stage on Saturday night. What do you think he'd think of the new album? Let me take it one step further. What do you think he would think of you guys pulling it back together and moving forward?
I think he'd be happy about that. I don't know what he'd think about the new record, though. But it's hard to tell. But I know this is one thing I know. I know that he would be. I know he'd be insanely happy that we kept going because it still keeps him alive. You know what I mean? Like even though he's not on the record, and most of this record is not about him. He has like a line or 2 here and then one song, but. He was lucky. He was Lucky Boys Confusion, So now all of a sudden, people are talking about him a lot again. It keeps his memory alive. And I was talking to his dad, and he reminded me of something I said to him at his funeral. Is like, yeah, Mr. Cell, I got to keep playing. I still call him Mr. Cell because I met him when I was I met him when I was 18, and that's how I'm like, Mr. Cell. I think we got to keep playing, and now now there's even more reason to keep playing is because Joe didn't have kids. He was the last of your name. We got to keep him alive somehow, and I know it sounds cheesy, but it's like
no, I love that.
Yeah,
I think that's absolutely the right.
And like people are like, oh yeah, is this record about Joe? No, it's not. It's actually not really. But that doesn't mean that Joe's not.
He's in the Lucky Boys DNA.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. So lyrically, no, the record is not about Joe, but emotionally, it is. There's a lot of feeling there that was derived from that. It was, and the cool thing is the 4 of us talk about him all the time. We don't. It's not a hard subject to talk about amongst the four of us. It's hard on stage. It's hard with other people. It's not hard with you, but like it's hard with other people. Like we talked about before, I'm good with typing and writing out, or I'm good with melodically, but amelodically talking about things that are really personal or not. I'm not good with strangers. So it was really nice to like, to just put a little bit of Joe Sell back into the world.
I love that. All right, so let's break this down. We'll throw out what we can throw out. We'll make some room. Kaustubh, I think you're going to be doing lead vocals from the front seat.
Yeah, that's fine.
Jason, I'm going to move some microphones around so we can get your guitar all mic'd up. What are you going to play when we get this all figured out?
Stormchaser.
Yeah. One of my favorite songs from the new album.
That's what you said, so we had to play it.
The unofficial title track of the album. This song, I curse you. This song, like so many on it, so hooky and catchy. This song has stayed in my head. I mean, just the first line, just it has stuck in my head. Before we even get
Jason's
to the
wife loves it. So
Is that true?
Oh yeah.
No, it's a great song. All right, so we're gonna pause, and when we come back, Lucky Boys Confusion performing in a Mazda 3 on Chicago Avenue. Which, by the way, we've been here for an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe one person looked in and gave us like a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Like, no, I've got all the interior lights on. We've got microphones in here. No one's thinking twice about this.
No, it's
Welcome
Chicago,
to Chicago,
man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you could do Chicago. Exactly. It's like just whatever. Everybody's used to all the crazies.
Even a cop car just drove by.
Yep.
He kind of stopped, or
Yep.
he slowed down to look at us. He just kept going. It's like,
Yeah,
we've
those
got
are
30 homicides a day in Chicago. I don't have time for this
Microphones,
bullshit.
not
Probably in the
guns.
back of
Let's
those
go.
parking lots.
Yeah, probably.
What, are they talking about music and comic books? Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'm going to keep on driving. Go fuck yourselves.
You know, one thing on while we were talking about comic books, I just have to say that I wish somebody from DC Comics is listening and say, get your shit together and get one of those unlimited things like Marvel has, because that's so cool to be able to go back in the back catalog and just read. I mean, I know you like your comics still in paper form, and I respect that. That's cool. I just live in a tiny little...
the concept of like a Netflix for comic books is genius.
Yeah. I don't have room anymore. Since I moved into my house, my place is so small. I had to throw out a brand new elliptical. I mean, that's how small my place is. But
wait, you're throwing away an elliptical? How do you hang your clothes?
James Van Alstyne, everybody. Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, I had to leave all my comics behind at my my house, which I gave to my brother, and I had, at least they stayed within the family, but I had to go digital, and yeah, I wish DC would catch up, and because I want to read, I want to go back and read.
You want to read Adventure Comics number 375?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I do.
Why not?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, sorry.
Speaking of your brother, do you think he'll listen to this?
He will.
All right. I was going to say, tell him I say hi, but no need.
Yeah, he'll be listening.
All right. So we're going to pause, and when we come back, live performance in the car. I had the Polish, the Maxwell Street Polish.
Oh yeah, Polish.
All right, so here we go. We've got everything set up in the car. See, now we're getting some looks because there's a guitar in the back seat. You've got a microphone like you're about to start singing, which you are. We're going to go live on Facebook Live. We'll see if people want to watch this. We're recording this at like 9:48. Hi, everybody. We're on Facebook Live. I'm James Van Alstyne with Jason in the back seat, Kaustubh in the front seat from Lucky Boys Confusion. And we just had dinner at Fatso's Last Stand, which is so good.
It was quite
amazing.
And Kaustubh, you've got leftovers because you eat like a bird.
I do, but I'm gonna go home and eat it all. Let's not talk about that. Yeah.
All right. So the new album is Stormchasers. It's awesome. Just saw you Saturday night at House of Blues, sold out show. Such a great show, and we go in depth about that in the podcast, which will be available soon. But you guys are about to perform live in my car. Jason's playing guitar, which never happens.
Trying it out tonight.
All right. And so what song are you going to do?
Stormchaser.
The sort of title track of Stormchasers. I love this song. This is an early favorite from the album. Lucky Boys Confusion performing live in a Mazda 3. This is Car Con Carne.
Johnny built a rocket ship. He is getting out of here. But nothing's beautiful. You just wanna disappear. But he set up for a motor car. The speed was such a rush. But nothing's beautiful. Out of sight and out of touch. Welcome to life as it is, as a storm chaser. Searching for love and blood thinners. Well, show me a falling star, and I'll show you who you are, who you are. Thinking like this can make life dangerous. Janie had the nerve to quit. She went up like a letter bomb. What's the point in it when no one wants to sing along? She set up for him all those years, the fighting and the tears. But nothing's beautiful, you just wanna disappear. Welcome to life as it is, as a storm chaser. Searching for love and blood thinners. Well, show me a falling star, and I'll show you who you are, who you are. Thinking like this can make life dangerous. Well, show me a falling star, and I'll show you who you are, who you are. Thinking like this can make life dangerous. And I'm tired of being cynical, but it's catching up. And I'm tired of being practical, but it's catching up. And I see the possibilities, but they're catching up to me. Are you catching up to me? And Johnny built a rocket ship. He is getting out of here. But nothing's beautiful. You just wanna disappear. Welcome to life as it is, as a storm chaser. Searching for love and blood thinners. Oh, well, show me a falling star, and I'll show you who you are, who you are. Thinking like this can make life dangerous. Storm chasers and stars, find out who you are. Thinking like this can make life dangerous. Thinking like this can make life dangerous. Thinking like this can take life.
Wow. Yeah. Lucky Boys Confusion. Live in the Mazda 3. Thanks for sharing that, Jen Petty.
That was fun.
And thanks for watching, everybody. Is that the only song you prepared? I'm totally putting you on the spot. Okay. Just because people are watching and totally into this, people got a lot of responses, and that says that sounds great, which it did. Just a lot of people love that. Thank you guys so much. That was so cool.
Thank you.
We are on Chicago Avenue right now. If you're driving by,
Awesome. It's so good.
give us a honk, give us a wave. But Kaustubh, Jason, there you go. And me, thank you so much for watching this podcast episode. In perfect mixed down sound will be available probably tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so I'll do it tomorrow. Thank you, Lucky Boys Confusion.
Awesome.
Thank you, James.
Thank you so much.
The new album is Stormchasers. It's out, and you can see Lucky Boys at the 101 WKQX picnic that's happening on May 20th. So, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.